Hello everyone! Welcome back to my third video, and today I will talk about how to make sure 100% you can get into a Korea university. And first, let me tell you about my journey in from 2018 to 2020 when I got the scholarship. So it took me 2 years, and first in 2018 I decided that I want to study abroad in Korea. So but that time I also seem like many of you guys, I don't have much information and knowledge about how to study in Korea and how to get the scholarship. So a friend in Kotra, my company, told me about the KGSP scholarship, so I just try with KGSP. And I also want to study in Seoul National University, so I applied Seoul National University also. And I came to the website and search, and they have a lot of scholarships. So I apply KGSP and Seoul National University with Silk Road scholarship. Silk Road scholarship is about scholarship for, I think, Asian students, 5 Asian students to study in Seoul National University. So I tried that, and the good thing is I heard from other people in Seoul National University that if you apply for one scholarship and you fail, as long as you get the admission, they will send an email to you and suggest other scholarship for application. So I think you can first try to apply the university first, and then they can suggest you other scholarship if they have. Come back to my story. So I applied KGSP and I failed from the first round in 2018. So it was, I think the results would come out in May or in the beginning of April. So I don't remember how, but I got another information that there's postgrad scholarship for international studies student. So that was my major. So I think it's good to apply for this. And POSCO is the scholarship from POSCO company, and they support the scholarship for 30 Asian students to study in international studies. So I applied for that, but the difference is POSCO scholarship requires you to apply for the university separately. It means that if you get the scholarship and if you get the admission to another university, then you can go to Korea. But if you got the scholarship and no university accept you, then you cannot go to Korea. So I apply for POSCO, and I choose three options: Korea, Yonsei, and Sogang, because that time the deadline for Seoul National University finished already. So um so I applied for POSCO and I came to the second round. I went to the interview, and there were 12 people, and I think they take 3 or 4. So I failed the interview. But after I see the list of people who passed, I see I talk to them and see their profile. Most of them study PhD or they are very talented. So I understand how I feel. I'll come back to the application. So although I feel POSCO, I still apply for Yonsei and Sogang because to keep the deadline. So I apply, and I think I took the interview with both Yonsei and Sogang, and then I passed, and they give me the scholarship for tuition fee only. So that time I was thinking a lot, but I had a good job and I have a good life in Vietnam. I think it's not worthy to abandon everything and go to Korea and have to pay for my living expense, because it's super expensive in Korea, and I think I have to use all my saving for 2 years study in Korea, and even it's not enough. But I think I can try one more year, and because I passed Yonsei and Sogang, I can try one more year, and if I still fail the scholarship again, then that time I will go and pay by myself. That was my thinking, because we can defer the admission for 1 year. So for the next year 2019, even I failed the scholarship, I still can go to Yonsei and Sogang because I passed it already. So I want to talk to you about the fee also. So for KGSP it was free, and for postgrad scholarship it was free. I only need to pay the fee for translating the documents and that kind of fee. However, for applying the university, you have to pay $80 for each university for the application fee. So for 3 university, I have to pay $240. And also for sending the document to Korea, that time I don't know about now current situation because it's Corona, so maybe you don't need to send the document to the university. But back then, I need to send the document to 3 university, and each sending cost me $70. So yeah, it cost me $500 just for application fee and sending the document to Korea, and other fee also. So I think I spent around $1,000 to for application that year. Yeah, because I need to take IELTS $250 and TOEIC exam and other fees. So I think it was around $1,000 for application. So that's why I told you in the previous video that if you don't have money, it's very difficult to apply for scholarship because it requires to pay some certain fee at least. And so what I want to say to you is you see my journey and you see that how I made a lot of application to various university and scholarship, because in that way I can pass at least one. So in my case, even in 2019, if I cannot pass KGSP, then I still can go to Yonsei or Sogang. And so it's like having some insurance, so at least you can make your dream come true. So I will introduce to you some scholarship that you can apply for. First, I think the best scholarship is KGSP because KGSP is the government scholarship and they give you all the living expense, tuition fee, air tickets, and insurance. And one good thing is KGSP give a lot of bonus also, and also have the orientation in the community for KGSP scholars. And also one good thing is if you want to work in Korea after graduation, or if you want to make the working visa, or like want to make the Korean citizens, then you get bonus point. Like they have the system of points, and if you got the KGSP scholarship, then you get bonus points for that. And I also heard that if you are KGSP student, you can make the working visa easier than other students. So it's easier for you to stay in Korea if you get the KGSP scholarship. And so my first advice is KGSP. Second is the government scholarship. So it can be other Korean government scholarships such as KOICA or AMA maybe. And other, or you can check your country's scholarship also. China, Vietnam has the scholarship for students. For example, I know one brother who goes to Korea by the 911 scholarship, but I think most government scholarship for students are for teacher or professor at school to study in Korea, or government officer. For example, the KOICA is for government officers to go to study in Korea. So for example, me, I can apply for other government scholarship, and many of you also. So I think the third option is to apply for company scholarship. For example, POSCO, Daewoo, and other company. There are a lot of companies who give scholarship for students, and they also give living expense, tuition fee, airplane tickets, and a lot of other things. For the money is the same with KGSP, and some company also give the internship also. So I think it's also very good one. And you can have a chance to work in the company in the summer or winter vacation also. So for example, me, I tried KGSP and company scholarship already, right? But please check it because they don't give to many students, and you must check that whether the company gives scholarship for your nationality or not. Uh, and the first is the university scholarship. For example, Seoul National University has a lot of scholarship for students, also tuition fee and living expense, such as Silk Road and GFSS. I think Seoul National University maybe has the most scholarship in Korea. It's my thinking. I'm not sure, but we have a lot, and I think you should try to reach some state university, for example, Seoul National University or um, Busan or that kind of national university, because I applied for Yonsei and Sogang, but they don't give scholarship with living expense, only tuition fee. But for some university like Seoul National University, they give the living expense also, the same amount with KGSP. And even the Silk Road and Daeum scholarship in Seoul National University, they give the air tickets also. For KAIST, they have the MBA scholarship for science and global. That one was very interesting. I also intended to apply for that in 2019, but then I passed KGSP, so I didn't apply anymore. Yeah. So in 2019, I applied KGSP and I applied KGSP again, and my thinking was, if I fail the KGSP, then I will apply the KAIST scholarship and also apply for postgrad and try every scholarship again. And if I fail, then I will go to Sogang or Yonsei for studying, because I defer the admission for 1 year. That was my thinking. So that's why I think in 2019 my feeling and confidence was much better, because I know that I can go to Korea at least. Just I have less money, so I think it's also a good way and good strategy for you to make a lot of application to various university and scholarships, so that you can make sure at least you pass one, like me. The fifth is the professor scholarship. I put it the fifth because this one we have to work in the laboratory, so this is more suitable for science or engineer or that kind of major that you can work in the laboratory. Sometimes you will have more money, more allowance than other scholarship, but you have to work full time in the laboratory and sometimes working in the vacation also. But I think it's not a disadvantage. Of course, not working and have money is a good thing, but working in the lab, you can earn a lot of experience and you can write a lot of paper and submit it to the journal. So it's very good for your research career. So, and the professor scholarship, normally they will give you a monthly allowance and the tuition fee. The only thing is, you have to spend a lot of time on the lab. One is apply to university and then wait for the admission and their suggestion for scholarship. Normally, if you get admission, then they will try to give you some kind of scholarship, full scholarship or tuition fee, or 75%, 50%, or 20%. And yeah, this depends on your profile. In this case, you can work part-time in Korea and get money for your studying. Working part-time in Korea, I think it's not too much difficult. As long as you know Korean, the basic Korean level, then you can find work in restaurant or convenience store at least. Yeah, of course it's not that easy, but I think for some country you can, for example, there are a lot of Vietnamese restaurant in Korea, so I think, yeah, we can make money somehow. And after you go to Korea, you still can apply for some scholarship like KB scholarship or Daewoo scholarship. Also, other company are giving scholarship for you, but mostly they require Korean level 5 or above. So yeah, if you want to get the scholarship after you go to Korea, I think the good way is to learn Korean very well. And yeah, also there are a lot of student also there are a lot of university who give scholarship if you have Korean level 5 or 6. So I think knowing Korean also is the good strategy to get the tuition 100% tuition fee scholarship. Yeah, and about working in Korea, it's not that easy to find a job, but it's not impossible to find. And I know that a lot of other students have more money than KGSB students because they work part time. For KGSB students, we cannot work part time in the semester, and the basic salary for working part time in here is $10 for an hour, like that. My advice is prepare the best profile for you. Try to learn English well, try to learn Korean well, and get a certificate. And then it depends on the situation and how confident you are and how many you have. But you can try to apply for as much university and as much scholarship as you have, and try the best for the result. So in that way, you can make sure 100% you pass at least one to go to Korea. And even your profile is not enough, you can try to find the university that does not require high GPA, so you can try to apply then. So in the next video, I will tell you about how to do the interview. Thank you for watching my video today.